community for this new ad. Take a look.
I went into my transition just wanting to be happy. I'm glad I'm at the point where I'm able to shave. South, south, north, north, east, west, never in a hurry. Right.
Now don't be scared. Don't be scared. Shaving is about being confident.
The commercial shows a dad teaching his transgender son how to shave his face for the first time. It stars Canadian artist Samson Brown and his father. The tagline is, whenever, wherever, however it happens, your first shave is special. It's part of the company's new hashtag #MyBestSelf campaign.
And it's airing everywhere now, so you will see it.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
Do you do this, or do you just do One Direction?
No, I do both directions.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, you do that every now and then, you run the risk.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and I have a big, you wouldn't think, but I have a really stubbly beard.
Yeah, and it's funny, with something like that, teaching your son.
Oh my God.
First, it's a nerve-wracking experience. I mean, I used to watch my dad do it, like, wow.
My dad was old school. He just had a razor blade.
Oh.
We're like, rubbing dirt on it.
I'll be honest with you though, because it's so early when we get up and I have to shave, I use an electric razor.
Yeah.
And the other thing is because I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll get growth from the car ride from the shave to the car ride in. So sometimes I have to redo
we
it here.
noticed.
You know what it's like? Well, your beard grows overnight. I get up in the middle of the night.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. What can you say at this point? I mean, never in my life did I think I would live to see the day that commercials like this would air, that they'd have their propaganda background theme, and everybody be all jumpy and cheery and say that this is normal. This is no hate against any specific people out there, but let's be realistic here. You gotta be kidding me, right? A couple months ago, which cost them disappeared, right? Men were awful, right? That men were just the worst possible thing, and they're pushing feminism. Now they have this, with a transgender person shaving. I mean, they are normalizing this at a rapid, insane pace. And this is amongst teens. These are teenagers they're talking about. Your first shave is, oh boy. And you can see right in front of your face, whenever, wherever, however it happens, right? Might as well just say, do what thou wilt at this point. And, you speak against this kind of stuff, you say that it's not normal, and they just will nail you with hate speech, right? They just go, oh, you're just a horrible, hateful person. Why in the world is a woman growing facial hair? Now listen. I've seen some girls before with some facial hair. Now they weren't transition. Is that the word they use now? I mean, I've seen some girls who were regular girls with, a little mustache on there, but all right, maybe she needs a shave, right? But this, normalizing this, like this is just a regular day in the park, that women are now growing beards and their dads are teaching their new sons how to shave when they're born women. I don't know how much more of it I can take, to be honest. It's because it's insanity. That's what it is. It's not hate speech. It's insanity. That's the best way to put it, right? Nobody's wishing harm. The people who are being brainwashed into this need prayer and help. Help. Because all of this stuff is psychological. Everything that's going on in the silent war that we're all dealing with is psychological. But when you're awake to it, when you see it, you realize that they're working you, that they're playing you 24/7. With every TV commercial, with every news story that comes out, it's all to psychologically condition and engineer you. And that's what's going on. And now they've engineered our entire culture, our entire society into thinking this is normal. Like, this isn't even considered an outrageous ad. This is considered normal, and speaking against it is considered hateful. It's like, listen, you're born with what you're born with. Deal with it, right? But of course, they have to defy God. They have to defy logic. And people are just like, yeah, that's fine. If the girl wants to take, and it's like they even promote this stuff like it's safe for a girl to be taking all these hormones and a boy to be taking all these hormones to become a transition into a woman, right? There's nonsense like that. It's all over the place. I mean, somebody sent me an article today. My boyfriend's pregnant with our child. And the whole article is just about, are we ready to become parents? It's like, wait, ready to become parents. The title is My Boyfriend's Pregnant with Our Child. And the topic is, oh, it's very emotional. We're very excited how we're going to raise our kid. Your boyfriend is having your child. Hello? Anybody out there? I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody who you can consider sane anymore. The funny part is they think we're all nuts. That's why I don't care. People are like, oh, I'm sorry for the mean things people say. I don't even blink. When people troll, I love trolling back because I know what happens when I troll back. They don't even want to deal with me. I wear them down so much. But these people who are like, oh, you guys are idiots. I mean, I don't even blink at stuff like that because these people are so socially engineered and dumb. It's frightening. They can't conjure a single independent thought on their own. Everything that they do and say is manufactured. From the school system to the television, to the radio, to the newspaper, to being on their device 24/7 so that they can be programmed 24/7. It's like I said in the video I recently did about your home becoming a prison. I mean, they're working people around the clock. They want you in front of the TV. They want you in front of your phone. They want you in front of everything. CNN. They want you to play in this stuff. It's psychological warfare. And through that, they can engineer people. So this is how this stuff becomes normal. And you would think in a world where maybe, just maybe, there was some type of boundaries, right? I mean, I can't even comprehend people debating things about pro-life and stuff like that because it's ridiculous. Everyone, it blows my mind that people don't think that it's murder, right? But this is something that shouldn't even be a debate. I mean, that shouldn't either. But I mean, this is like, it's insane. And then you roll out a commercial, and people are just like, "Isn't this wonderful?" That Gillette's doing. What is, well, Gillette doesn't have to worry about going out of business because it's a monopoly anyway. All the guys who own the competing companies, they own the same companies that are competing. You just don't know it. It's under a different title. They're all working together. What, Gillette's going to try to be the razor blade for for the trans community? I mean, what, we got to boycott Gillette now? I don't care if you boycott it or not. It's about normalizing. It's about normalizing abnormal behavior and defying all of logic and all of God's rules and laws, including genders. Because remember, the Baphomet is what this is about. They worship this freak show turd, the Baphomet. I mean, Like, what are they going to do? Like, say the Baphomet showed up in their yard. I mean, are they going to be excited to see this goat with breasts and a penis arrive? Right? And they're all going to be doing ritual chants and be like, it's here. It's a goat with breasts and a penis. I mean, personally, I get my flamethrower. Torch that thing up right away. Right? Dump a little gasoline on him. But the Baphomet is a transgender goat. Remember that. All of these lines are all gone. There are no rules. This is the satanic world. This is the whole blueprint for it. Oppose everything that's in the Bible. Oppose all logic. Do what thou wilt. And that includes things that you would think. You'd be like, oh, well, you can't do that. I mean, they can't. They've normalized abortion. They've normalized Satanism. They've turned Christians into the enemies of humanity. And now they're taking away genders, and people are like, yeah, so what? Let them be who they want to be. Like, what? What is the point? I mean, it makes no sense. It doesn't make sense for a guy to want to dress as a woman. But just say hypothetically that the guy was like, I love women's clothes and I want to wear it. Well, you'd be like, all right, this guy's off. Okay, it's a little bit different when they want to change their private parts. I mean, I don't know what it's like to have a vagina, and I don't want to know. I certainly don't. It's like a woman doesn't know what it's like to have his. So even anybody who transitions, at the end of the day, I hate to give you this this heads up, and of course they'll say it's hate speech, but you're never gonna be, no matter what, because you're never gonna naturally have that, and those hormones and those feelings are gonna be synthetically, injecting yourself with stuff. Why? I have no clue. I don't get it. There aren't more important things. These people don't realize that psychologically that they have just been so messed up. I feel for them. I do, because I see the propaganda they push, but I only feel it to a certain extent, sympathy, because you get to a certain point where you say, all right, I'm sympathetic because you got these mental problems about this, but insanity is insanity. And a lot of this stuff's just not normal. So again, I'm not wishing any hatred on anyone who is suffering from this, but this isn't normal. And if YouTube and all these people want to strike and say that this is hate speech, no. I have every right to have an opposing viewpoint on this stuff, just like all Christians do, just like all normal people do. Okay? Just like they're allowed to mock Jesus and do all that stuff, and we can't say boo. It's getting ridiculous what we can and can't talk about. I'm talking about a guy pretending that he doesn't have a penis anymore, call himself a woman. I mean, give me a break. This video probably won't be up long. I'm sure they'll strike it, but I mean, this is Gillette, folks. Okay? And this is them. They don't want you talking about issues like this because it's too sensitive and it hurt people's feelings. Well, nobody here wishes any physical harm or any harm on anyone. We just want to help people wake up and snap out of it because it's getting insane out there. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.
What's your credit card debt balance? If it's $10,000 or more, here are 3 easy solutions you can start implementing today. And number 3 is an absolute game changer. Number 1, the first step to tackling your credit card debt is understanding how much debt you actually have and how long it could follow you around for if you're only making minimum payments or have fallen behind. Minimum payments could literally keep you in debt for decades. $10,000 in debt can take anywhere from 14 to 26 years to pay off if you're only paying the minimums. And that's just $10,000. I know many of us have a lot more than that. Number 2, try this pot.
Right, shaving company Gillette is getting praise from the LGBTQ community for this new ad.
I went in my transition, just wanting to be happy. I'm glad I'm at the point where I'm able to shave. South, north, east, west, never in a hurry. Right.
Now, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Shaving is about...
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today. This is an episode you'll all want to listen to. This isn't just telling you and warning you why you need to know about this, but I'm also going to show you the reason why I expose these things and I talk about these things, because Christians get misled into actually participating in satanic rituals when they practice New Age Christianity. Now, I know a lot of people see my channel. I'm sure you all listen to a bunch of channels. I always get slighted in videos of people like, oh, the symbols don't mean anything. Who cares about this? And then they, a lot of these guys, whoever they are, some will drive around and tell you to look for this or look for that and do nothing about it and point up to the chemtrails and do nothing about it. Others will say we need to all love one another and not talk about the enemy. That's fine. I can't help it if other people can't create their own content and they want to take shots at what I try to do here. But guess what? What's going on this channel is working and helping people. And my goal isn't to scare people. My goal isn't to, as some say, indoctrinate people with the opposite. Teach them the occult so they become occultists. It's to warn you so you can see this stuff for yourself and you don't get tricked into doing it. And this is a perfect example. You know why? Because the ritual circle is being used in all sorts of Christianity, which I'll show you at the end of this video or in the middle of this video. How Christian quote-unquote ministries are creating what is known as a prayer circle, which is really a magic circle. That is what the ritual circle is. It is a magic circle, okay? There's a reason that they perform the spells inside the circle. I pointed out all the time at these award shows why they have to be inside of this circle. I'll give you a basic answer of what is the magic circle. The magic circle, this is according to Wikipedia. This is the most basic answer you can get, right? Let's just keep it basic, okay? Because I don't want people to learn all the diameters and stuff of it. I just want you to understand what the point of the circle is so I can show you how Christians are indoctrinating people with actually doing prayer circles and really leading them to summon spirits and demons. The magic circle is a circle or sphere of space marked out by practitioners of many branches of ritual magic, which they generally believe will contain energy and form a sacred space or will provide them a form of magical protection or both. So basically, they believe inside the circle that they're receiving some type of energy or containing this energy for whatever spell that they're doing. They also believe that they're protected inside the circle. Let me make this clear. A Satanist, a witch, I don't care if there's one of you, I don't care if there's 10 of you, I don't care if there's 50 of you. You want to come down my road and you want to make a ritual circle outside of where I live and stand inside that circle and tell me you're protected, because I'll run out and I'll close on your head straight off your body. You're not protected inside the circle. Not protected from Christians. You're not protected from me with your little doody dada, hocus pocus crap. Your little, I called the witch doctor. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. So you might feel protected inside of your ritual magic circles when you're doing your spells in your studio apartments that your parents are paying for in your parents' basement. But at the end of the day, you're not protected. You're not protected from Christians. You're not protected from people like me. And you sure as hell are not protected from the wrath that will incur from God. Understood? Good. Let's move forward. Traditionally, these circles that they use are believed by ritual magicians to form a protective barrier between themselves and whatever they are summoning. In modern times, practitioners generally cast magic circles to contain and concentrate the energy they raise during a ritual. There are many published techniques for casting a circle, and many groups and individuals have their own unique methods. It goes on to say, I can give it a little bit more of a meaning behind which I don't need to get into, which you don't need to know. In other words, okay, they summon spirits, they summon demons, they become demonically possessed, and they call it energy and spirituality. These are the words that the New Age movement uses to, trick Christians into practicing this stuff. Okay, and I don't understand what the catch is with this New Age stuff. I'm sorry if there's a lot of Christians out there that need to be babied around the clock. They need somebody to wipe their diaper for them because they can't deal with the horrors of this world. So they only want to say everything is wonderful, God is love, and fall into the love and the New Age movement. Have a ball. I don't know what's in your heart, okay? I'm not passing judgment on what's in your heart and if you're going to go to hell or heaven. Okay, that's not my job to do. But I'll tell you one thing. You want to live in the shadows, or I should say, you want to live with your head in the toilet? You want to believe that this world's wonderful and that we shouldn't expose evil and we shouldn't point this stuff out? It's not my problem if you're too soft to deal with this stuff. Don't listen to the channel, because I'm trying to warn people from falling into these deceptions. Because take a look at this type of Christianity that is being presented to children, to the youth, by scumbags like this guy who goes by the name of Mark Batterson, who talks about how you will grow the same evangelical crap that the CIA has pushed onto the world. And that's why people hear people like me and they go, that's not a Christian. I know the fruits of a Christian. Because they believe the fruits of a Christian are these evangelical Christians who put on a sweater, who make cupcakes, who go to Sunday church and, would rather gossip about their kids or what's going on, pretending that they're holier than thou. right? Oh, somebody said poop. Somebody said the F word. That is a horrible. You're condemned to hell. Don't even understand too, by the way. When the Bible speaks about curses, they instantly think of when it says, how cursing and all this is bad. That cursing could be man-made words like the F word or something like that. They never put one and one together with curses and magic. You ever think about that? How people used to put curses and spells on one. Oh, sorry, they're still doing it now. But nonetheless, they don't want Christians to have spines and backbones. This type of Christianity like this guy is preaching, listen to what this guy has to say. Listen to this, and then watch as he prays inside of a magic circle.
Well, a few years ago, I discovered the legend of Honi the Circle Maker. It changed the way that I pray. I started drawing prayer circles around my kids, around the promises in Scripture, around some of the miracles that I was believing God for. Well, I believe that the next 4 weeks could change your life and change the way that you pray. You're going to learn how to pray in a new way, how to dream big and pray hard and think long. You can't just read the Bible. You need to start circling the promises. Listen, start praying wisdom around your kids. Start praying power around your problems. Start praying with faith around your dreams. Your job is not to crunch numbers and make sure the will of God adds up. Your job is to draw circles in the sand, and if you draw the circle, God will multiply the miracles in your life. Praying through is not just about getting the answer that you want from God. Praying through is about praying even when you don't get the answer that you want. Our prayers are like time capsules. You never know how or when or where God's going to answer them, but you can live with the holy anticipation. I think one of my desires is this, that your small group would turn into a prayer circle, that you would begin to pray for one another. And I just wanted you to know that I'm praying for you as well. Not just that you enjoy this series, but that it changes the way you pray. And so God bless you as you begin this series. And I pray that both the DVD and the book will be a blessing.
What more do you need to say? This is the type of Christianity that's being promoted to the masses, right? This guy is doing a ritual. It's no such thing as a prayer circle. He's telling you how to properly pray, and then he's misquoting Scripture to make people think that the only way to pray now is to draw a circle, stand on your roof, and sit in it. And people are buying this. This stuff's getting promoted all over the place, like Joel Osteen. I'm seeing it all over now. Catalogs this guy's in, commercials. People are buying into this nonsense. Yeah, the right way to pray is to draw a circle. It has nothing to do with the magic circle. Huh? Give me a break. So this is why it's important to point this stuff out, because if you go, well, I'm Christian, okay, and I'm all about love, and I don't like guys that call for everybody to mean, that's fine, you don't have to listen to this channel. But don't be naive. Don't be naive, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to eliminate Jesus, right? So they're substituting the word Jesus Christ with the word God, and they're saying God is love, right? And this is how everyone's going to go along with the deception, because they're going to continue to go, God, 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 and people are going to say, yeah, well, they're talking about Jesus because, I believe Jesus is God. If that guy believes that, Buddha's God, then whatever. Okay, so they're eliminating Jesus, which means they're eliminating salvation, because the only way to our Father is through Jesus Christ. He's the only way to heaven. That's it. Period. End of the story. And New Age is eliminating that. Then they're adding in things like universal love everyone, be tolerant of everything, and everyone's going along with that. So they're pretty much saying, okay, well, now we don't have to follow any of the laws or the rules of the Bible, because all that matters is love, because Jesus and God are love, right? Then they're going, well, now the right way to pray and the best way to pray with this, these words like spirituality and all this nonsense, yoga. People just don't even know what they're doing anymore. They're sitting around putting their feet behind the back of their necks. Yeah, that's wonderful. Great. And they're sitting there inside of meditation circles, going, it's a prayer circle, meditation circle, and it's a magic circle. You're not praying to Jesus. You're inside of a circle where you're under demonic attack. You don't even know what you're praying to. So this is how they're indoctrinating people with this nonsense. That's why I feel the need to point it out. Because there are teens who listen to this channel. There are teens who go, well, I'm saved through believing in Jesus Christ. Okay. And then they're going to go, okay, well, I'm gonna get into this prayer circle, because this guy's telling me I might make money or I might get the love of my life. This is all magic crap. That's what it is. The Bible tells you how to properly pray. Okay? Matthew chapter 6, verse 6. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Don't say nothing in there, all right? Don't say nothing in there about doing some type of ritual circle to pray, okay? Doesn't say anything in there about having to, people like me, when I do it, they're like, can you pray? We should all, listen, you want to do that, go ahead, okay? Go ahead. Nothing wrong with that. Not saying there anything's wrong with praying. But boy, everybody's just falling in this new age kumbaya handholding stuff. Look out the window. The world don't look so beautiful to me. I don't know where you're living. I'm living in a pretty beautiful part of the world where there's mountains and trees and snow. Yeah, that looks pretty beautiful. But look a little further. You'll see a Masonic Lodge 20 minutes away, and you'll see these kids wearing pentagrams on their shirts. So this stuff is important to know so you don't fall into the deception. That's why I wanted to do this video. I saw this guy with his magic prayer circle crap. It really pisses me off. It does. Because people need to be aware of this stuff. This is demonic. This is satanic. This is New Age. The New Age doctrine, and I don't get how anyone could fall in even being New Age. Talk about the pansiest thing I've ever seen. New Age Christianity. Hey, love everybody, don't be mean. You might as well be on the inside of the New World Order system now with the, you can't say anything negative, you're such a mean person and hateful, you're not a Christian, and Please, if you can't see the deception going on, I don't know what to tell you. But be careful of false stuff like this, because you're getting led into New Age Christianity with guys like, what is this guy's name? Mark Batterson, who thinks he's protected inside his magic circles, or like all these Satanists. They ain't protected, I'll tell you that. I thank you for listening to today's show. Watch out for crap like this. God bless all you and your families. This is the Eye for an Eye channel. Welcome to today's show. Every year I cover Halloween. I tell everybody about all the things around Halloween, sacrifice, the reason for it, the abductions. There's so many satanic agendas, themes that obviously coincide with Halloween. The dates that are there, the dates of abductions, there's a lot of stuff. So we're getting closer to Halloween, but apparently here in September, people are already putting up Halloween decorations, right? You might be saying, where am I getting that? Well, if you're reading on the screen, we're getting that. People who are putting up Halloween displays a little early, despite the fact that that's a little weird. They're also putting up Halloween displays of a beheaded Jesus. And this doesn't seem to be a big deal, right? It's getting a little bit of backlash, but could you imagine if someone like me or you in the name of Halloween had a beheaded person wearing a shirt that had a rainbow on it? Could you imagine what would happen? Huh? Could you? What if I had Buffalo Bill out in my front yard? For those of you that don't know Buffalo Bill, he identifies as the opposite of what he is. What if I had a statue of Buffalo Bill out there completely, decapitated? I think people would be pretty upset. It would be worse than that. You'd probably be evicted from your home. The police would show up at your home and say you're a domestic terroristic threat. But if you put Jesus out and your lawn beheaded, of course, you're not going to get any backlash. Sure, a few neighbors might say something, but, it's obviously just becoming more and more of a normal thing in our society, embracing of Satan. And of course, this also ties into free speech. So I'm going to get into all those things. I'm going to actually show you the news clip that aired in Texas. But keep in mind the things with free speech and it being too far. As far as I'm concerned, when I see something like this, it makes me sick. It makes me angry. But at the same time, if somebody's going to put this in their lawn, then I should be able to put up something in my lawn. Maybe even a picture of the homeowner. Maybe I would print out a picture of the guy who put this up, put his face on a mannequin, and have it bent over in the front lawn, right, with Barry Obama standing behind it, right? But I'd probably get arrested for that. So I do believe people should be able to have free speech and free expression because, well, that's what I deal with on a daily basis. But I do believe it, even if I'm offended by it, because I know that this dummy who's doing this out in his front lawn, I can't imagine the wrath that he's going to sustain. I can't imagine it. I know that's for God to deal with, not me. But I'd still mock back with my free expression to show my anger and frustration towards somebody who's so stupid, psychotic, and bizarre that he's not only putting Jesus decapitated in his lawn, he's actually putting up Halloween decorations early in September, which just shows you, like I've said over the years, how more and more indoctrinated with Halloween people becoming more obsessed. It is becoming like, there's even Halloween trees, which I'll cover during the month of October. More pagan stuff tied into it. But take a look at what's happening in Texas.
A controversial Halloween display is turning heads in Bucktown with less than 50 days to Halloween. Some neighbors are calling for it to be removed. Lily Cummings shows us what it looks like, and we do want to warn you, some might find these images offensive.
This is our church here.
Vic Miorana has been building this Halloween display by hand for a year.
These are our parishioners here.
Miorana says their Bucktown home turns heads every year, but this time,
So we have a little religious theme here.
it's also sparked controversy.
We wanted to make people scared, to make them a little uncomfortable. We have no interest of inciting violence, and we have no bias against the church. We're both raised Catholic.
But some Bucktown neighbors were shocked.
My two children that are in high school and Catholic school in the area told me, Mom, did you see what was around the corner? And I said, no.
The decorations depict a beheaded Jesus flanked by a nun and priest. Jesus' head is in the hands of Satan.
It's appalling.
In a word, it's blasphemy.
These Metairie residents say they want the decorations removed.
And I understand everybody has, I love freedom of speech. That's what we're all here for. That's what makes this country great. But we have freedom of speech as well. And I feel like we needed to express our opinion as well.
Code enforcement visited the property on Monday. Parish President Cynthia Lee Shang said in a statement to WWL-TV, quote, "We are not aware of any local ordinances that specifically address this type of situation. However, this neighborhood display is clearly offensive and certainly not in the spirit of a family-friendly Jefferson Parish Halloween." The neighbor next door said he doesn't see any issue with the decorations.
Every year he goes way overboard on trying to make these displays. Everybody seems to like it, except a few people.
Miorana says they don't reflect the family's personal or religious beliefs. It's just for fun. But some neighbors say the theme went too far.
I'm all about Halloween. I decorate. We all have scary stuff. This just is crossing the line.
If this isn't your particular cup of tea, maybe pick a different street to walk down on Halloween.
In Bucktown, Lily Cummings, Eyewitness News.
So, of course, right, if it was Buddha, well, we know the police would be. Like I said earlier, if I put up something of somebody in a rainbow shirt, of course I'd be arrested. But let's just say a figure, right, in religion, right? Let's just say Buddha was out there with his boobies flopping around in the front lawn, right? And somebody had Buddha's head cut off. Oh my goodness, there would be a liberal uprising, so to speak, no pun intended. There'd be liberals going crazy over it, right? They'd be so upset. What if I in my front lawn put Baphomet and decapitate? Oh, PETA will be there, right? Because Baphomet's an animal, supposedly. Even though Baphomet is an animal. It's worse than an animal, okay? They'd be pretty upset. But this just makes national news and nothing ever happens about it. And again, I'm not saying that something should happen about it. I'm saying the hypocrisy in this country. Because I know God's wrath is going to God's probably going to shove a lightning bolt up this guy's rear end, amongst many other things. I can't speak on behalf of God, but I would imagine he wouldn't be pleased with this. And those who mock God, well, the day of vengeance is God. So let this guy deal with that wrath. But my point is that they can use these types of stories in two different ways. They could, one, say, where does freedom of speech stop? Which is one of the narratives they want. So they want Christians to be able to say, to be able to make this guy take it down. And Christians do want it. And rightfully so. Okay, rightfully so. But when you start tying this into freedom of speech, it's amazing that this guy's exercising freedom of speech here, but I can't talk about, or you can't talk about, things in regards to the, organizations that are three letters, like the CIA, the FDA, the CDC, the WHO, right? Can't say anything about them because that's not free speech, that's dangerous. But this is free speech when they're literally putting our Lord and Savior decapitated. And we're not supposed to be offended by it, by the way. So there's a double-edged sword here with free speech, and that's what's going to tie into this, of course, right? What can you not say? So Christians want to cancel this guy from putting this in his lawn, rightfully so, then they're going to want to cancel you back with things that you do. And what's really happening is, obviously, they are canceling freedoms of Christians day in and day out. So more Christians are frustrated, like, why can't I express how I feel about this? But they can do that. And it pisses me off to see this stuff too. So you have to watch the agendas tied into it. So a two-story Halloween display of a blood-stained Satan gripping the severed head of Jesus has sparked an outcry from neighbors in a Louisiana town who call it blasphemy. Oh, I apologize. Earlier I said Texas, it's actually Louisiana. That's because I'm reading this out of an article in the Dallas Morning News, so I apologize for that. Not that it really matters, but just so we have that correct. So Vic Miorana, who lives in Meatree's Bucktown neighborhood, typically begins planning his Halloween decoration months in advance. So he's got a lot of free time. Clearly, most of these people do. Months in advance because our tax money is probably funding his decorations, right? And again, more adults acting like children. Yeah, you ever see, like, if you go to Home Depot or somewhere, it's covered in Halloween decoration, by the way. Go to Home Depot, Lowe's, any one of those stores. It's all on Halloween decorations. They've somehow tied in Halloween with going to get screws and bolts. That's how it's saying. And there's people in the section who are walking around there. And they're like, well, it's outside home decor. And they're adults. And you just look at it, you're like, are you an adult? Behave like an adult. Like, what? I can't still enjoy Halloween? You're an adult, okay? Stop going to Disney World, going on the Tiddlywinks, Tiddlycups, whatever they are, the small world. Just grow up, because this is why we're in the predicament we're in. Because adults are behaving as kids, so they know there's not going to be a revolution against what they're doing. So this guy, he typically begins his Halloween decorations months in advance. According to a report on NOAA, this year's decorations have outraged residents who say he's crossed the line. I mean, it's pretty funny as Satan holding Jesus' head, because it's going to be more than quite the opposite. But despite threats and complaints, the man said he will not remove the display. It's over the principle. I have my rights and I refuse to back down. I love to scare people. I worked in haunted houses. I hope to own my own haunted house one day. And this is what scares people. That's a real pathetic, real inspiring thing. He wants to own a haunted house. This is what adults do. 100 years ago, adults were just trying to figure out how they can provide food and water and shelter and warmth for their family. Now, what are they striving for? To start their own haunted house. Welcome to 2023. This is how men's minds are working. And women's. But I mean, this falls on men, this type of stuff. This is a guy doing it for starters. I mean, just men acting as kids and women acting like lunatics. Men are behaving like children. They're ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This whole concept is, I don't care if you have pumpkins on your front porch and you're Christian or not because you like the fall. Okay, do you see some of these people's lawns? They have like 20-foot skeletons. They're in the section of Home Depot, adults who should be there looking for things, repair stuff or whatever. And then they're shopping for, oh, look, I got the latest look at me, I got the thing from Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm putting it in my lawn. Right? And he's like, I have my rights and I refuse to back down. Well, that's interesting. I have my rights and I refuse to back down, but I'm censored I'm not even allowed to make a living or make any income off of things that I would deem work. Now, what does this guy do for a living? I don't know, but whatever it is, he doesn't seem like he likes it too much because he's striving to start his own haunted house one day. Good grief. The man has built extravagant displays for the past several years. 2 years ago, he crafted a killer clown display. This year he spent months mixing fake blood, sculpting fake bodies, and thrifting old clothes for skeletons. So he spent months doing it. His homeowner, by the way, he's doing it in his front lawn. Guy somehow owns a home, probably because we funded with our tax money, right? He's probably collecting disability and all this other stuff. And what's it going through? Oh, this guy's spending his free time mixing blood. I mean, look, people out there go, well, you know, it's his free time, let him do what he wants. That's fine, but I'm just saying, overall, why our society is the way it is. Because everybody's been spoiled with food, water, all these other things we take for granted. Everyone's wasting their time on stuff like this. When they pull the plug, what do you think a guy like this is going to do? Who's into macabre and stuff? And he thinks he's going to do it. But he doesn't realize that people like me who are simple-headed, clear-minded, if you come mess with anybody in my family or any of my friends, I mean, I'm ready to throw down sicker than this guy probably can, okay? You might be in all that macabre stuff. But let's see when action comes to action, you'll probably be crying like a little girl, even though you're mixing fake blood and cutting off the heads of our Lord Savior Jesus Christ, thinking you're cool. And of course, telling people, oh, you know, I like to do this stuff because I like to scare people. That's not, who's scared of something like that? Clearly he knows it's going to offend somebody, okay? How many lawns do we see these stupid decapitated demons and all this other loser stuff in their lawns? Oh, it's so scary. I mean, is anyone really scared at this point? No, people are desensitized to this stuff. They show us it every single day in every single movie. You know, he clearly did it because he wants to give the middle finger to our Lord and Savior. So, oh man, I'm staring at the picture as I scroll through the article of Satan holding up what is supposed to be the head of Jesus. It's just embarrassing and sickening. But this is what this guy's doing in his free time, so we know God's watching. We know God will take care of this. But anyway, at night, flashing lights and haunted organ music accompanied the scene. Initially, the display included a flamethrower rigged to emit fire from Jesus' body, but a fire marshal asked him to remove it because it violated a burn ban. Oh, okay. So I didn't know that before I started to do it. Okay, I didn't see that part. Oh, all right. Yeah, so he's just trying to scare people. He's not trying to send a message by having Jesus not just decapitated, but having flames come out of his body. I mean, this guy's got something. I mean, we know the government's protecting this guy. I'm sure he's probably working for the CIA. He says, I understand that the images are controversial, but it's important to remember that this is Halloween and it's for fun. I think it's been blown completely out of proportion. Of course, these people use Halloween or all these things for fun, and then when it comes to freedom, what if I say that my channel's for fun? I've tried before. I said it's fun. It's a parody channel. I tried to tell YouTube. It's a spoof. You know, oh, they won't buy that. Oh, it's not their kind of fun, I guess. It's not their kind of spoof, even though it's not. Couldn't be further from it. I'm just trying to work them because they're all idiots. But it doesn't matter. They just don't want this type of content out there. But for us, we can't label what we do art. I try to say my channel's art, my artistic expression. No. This is art for this person. This is Halloween. This is for fun. Yeah, that's real fun. Let kids walk around the block and see a decapitated Jesus. That's real great. And you're an adult. You know what I mean? This is somebody who's, should this guy, if our voting system counted, should this guy have a right to vote? This is what's going through his mind. He's like, oh, kids, it's okay for a kid to see that. No, it's not, scumbag. It's not okay for a kid to see. Scumbag. Talk about a lowlife. Jeez, love to see this guy out. He's got his thing. Oh, Halloween's coming. Freedom of speech, whether it's political or whatever your freedom of expression is to create things like these decorations. It's all protected. And I agree. I think this guy should have a right to do this, okay? I do, because I know God's going to deal with it. But at the same time, I should be able to take his picture of him, which I'm sure he's posted all over social media, and I should be able to glue it to something, a mannequin, and I should be able to have it bent over, and I should be able to put a Satan statue behind it, put it in my lawn. But what would happen then? Oh, I'd be arrested for terrorism. Oh, I should be able to have a bunch of statues of fudge packers in my lawn, all decapitated. Oh, that's hate speech, right? Oh, that's not where freedom of speech is allowed, right? Oh, I should be able to talk freely on YouTube. Oh, I can't, because that's not protected either. So it doesn't exist, buddy. Newsflash. But he knows that. He knows probably it doesn't exist, but he knows something like this he could do and get away with and use free speech because it only protects people who are Satanists. Free speech these days only protects these types of people. You know, adult babies. So Rachel Flanagan told the news station she learned about the decorations from her kids who attend a nearby Catholic school. She said the decorations are appalling. It's horrible to our religion. It's blasphemy. It's not right. Any other religion would have a problem with this. Of course, maybe just listen to the channel. Not only would any other religion have a problem with it, they would never do it to another religion publicly and talk about it in the news because then those people would be arrested, right? Again, if it was Buddha, this guy would be in a prison cell or they would make him take it down and then the mainstream media would tell the story and then everybody would condemn this guy and throw eggs at his house. But since it's Jesus, he'll be glorified by the news. So Jefferson Parish President Cynthia Lee Sheng said in a statement that the display was not in violation of any local ordinances. Of course not. However, the neighborhood display is clearly offensive and certainly not in the spirit of a family-friendly Jefferson Parish Halloween. Oh, Halloween's not family. I mean, we could just ban Halloween in general. How about that? They said one neighbor, Paul Lito, maybe it was Jared Leto's brother or dad or boyfriend, who lives on the block, said he's not seeing why people are so offended. And if people are offended, he says, why do they keep coming back through the neighborhood? Oh, boy, this guy, another guy's no brain. You know, why are people coming through the neighborhood? Yeah, put stuff out in your lawn so people drive through the neighborhood. They're not offended. Why do they keep coming back? They like it so much they want to see more. I don't know how to think. No, you don't, Paul. No, you don't. You're checked out. Hey, Paul, what's in your skull? Oh, cobwebs. You fit right in with the Halloween theme, Paul. Why don't you lay out in his lawn as a decoration? You're clearly a walking corpse. Anyway, folks, this is what's going on. So a debate somehow comes up over freedom of speech. Even though this isn't speech by expression, with a Halloween display of a beheaded Jesus. Now, again, Christians are going to take it down. I couldn't agree more, but I'm not a hypocrite about this. So I would, if I was a Christian, I would just do something with this guy and say it's freedom of speech, right? Put a body in your lawn for Halloween and have a skull next to it with his face printed on it. Print out a picture of his social media account, put it on the ground. Oh, well, that's a threat, though, right? That'd be considered a threat. Right? So it's like fire with fire, or eye for an eye, so to speak, with these people. Give them a taste of their own medicine, but you can't. That's the point. You can't, because that's bullying, or that's hateful. But this isn't bullying. No, it's not bullying when they're bullying the Messiah. Unbelievable. I can't wait for God to return and bully these people. Put them where they belong, in the pit, burning for eternity. A reminder, if you didn't see my earlier video, please sub to my backup channels now. Please do. Uprising Revival and United Uprising, 2 backup channels. I gotta build one of them out. I need your help. Please do that. I got a strike on this channel yesterday. I got a strike on the other channel yesterday. So if I get another strike on either, I won't be able to upload for a week. So if you like my daily content, sub now. And again, check out the website, uprisingrevival.com. Those videos that were banned are over there exclusively. More people need to join. It's $2.99 a month. I get it. You know, people don't want to spend money. I totally understand that. But it's less than, milk is like $8, and it's a month's worth of content. So if you want truth, you want to learn, educate yourself, join the website. I thank you guys again for being here. Hope you're doing well. God bless all of you, as always, and your families.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to do a video on this because this is the type of stuff that I've been covering for a long time, and it's about normalizing occult practices, occult rituals, and they've been doing it through subliminally putting in cannibalism and all these TV shows like Slanted Created Diet. Of course, we know from vampires being pushed and shoved nonstop, whether it's Halloween or not, we're always seeing it. I just did one talking about the Temptations, right? And how they're, it's called human, that's the flavor, it's human. Well, you'll hear these ridiculous newscasters who are like, let's make sure that they don't think it's actually real because there's people out there who will think it is. No, this is called social engineering. That's what this is. Now, does anybody know what's actually in this? I'll tell you one thing, it's more than just a tomato. But a lot of us are aware of what they put in a lot of the food, like McDonald's and everything else, and these certain cells that have been found in Pepsi and other places and other products. But let me just show you how they're normalizing this more with tomato blood. Even though people are like, oh, it's just a cute marketing thing for Halloween, tomato blood. It's not even saying human, it doesn't matter. Cannibalism will be normalized. Occult rituals that are about drinking blood, about the blood of the youth, all these things that are in the Bible that we're warned about are happening in front of our faces now. They're no longer doing it in darkness. They are openly engineering people to be prepared for this. That's what all these vampire movies are for, and that's why they just do little things like this. And it's a big joke, right? Tomato blood.
When you think of Halloween, you probably think of things like ghosts and skeletons.
Yeah, so Heinz is getting in the spirit by taking a spooky twist on its classic condiment. It's selling tomato blood ketchup just in time for the holiday. No, it's not real blood, but some select bottles will get this makeover which says 57 blood types. If this isn't scary enough, Heinz is also selling costume kits and masks, and you can check it all out online.
I'm glad they put that disclaimer on there on the bottle. This is not real blood, because you never know, some people
might be confused.
Oh boy, what personalities on those three? Jeez, whew, man. I hope people, this is really cool. I get tomato blood. I hope people read the warning label and know that it's not real. Right. And that's why we have a society where things like vampire facials are normalized, or Kim Kardashian with the vampire facial, a procedure that they call the vampire facial, where people use blood on their own face. I mean, it's for anti-aging. And this is the stuff they're going to continue to do. I've covered the repetition. We're talking about blood transfusions of the youth out there. You've seen it on The Simpsons. You've seen it on all of these shows, Silicon Valley, because that's what they're going to do. And they're going to tell people that these types of things will cure Alzheimer's and they'll get rid of your wrinkles. And everybody will be on board just like that, because that's how social engineering works. This has everything to do with the occult. This has everything to do with the blood libel. These people have been lusting for blood their entire livelihoods. This is the seed of Cain. That's what it is. These people are not, well, unfortunately, they've socially engineered a society that's going to be wanting this and on board for this. I mean, I can't even tell. You look at the people in a certain community out there, they are vicious, hypocritical, disturbed people who are literally willing to get things taken off. I mean, we can't even get into it, but you don't think they'll be able to convince them of these things? They already see it and they go, oh, call, it's tomato blood. Oh, call, it's a vampire facial. It's just a joke. It's just an anti-aging cream. That's how you normalize occult practices. That's how you get people on board. They get desensitized. And once they're desensitized, these things aren't, shocks. They aren't shocked anymore because they've seen and heard things like this, right? That's the Satanic Temple. Going around doing satanic invocations at all these town halls around the country for the last decade. When they first started happening, trying to get into schools, I was just talking about how this is going to just desensitize people. And now it has. They talk about them on the news, that they're there to help in Texas, and they're all great and wonderful people. They've desensitized everyone. And that's why we live in such a vulgar, vile world. So something like this, I mean, look, certain people only hear what they want to hear. Sometimes somebody will hear this and they call things it's actual blood and it's tomato blood, and do a video because they really only hear what they want to hear. That's it. You can sit here and say, I don't want violence, I don't want this, I don't want that. And then they talk and they say, oh, they're going to do something hurtful. They need to be jailed because they hear what they want to hear. It's a me society of dumbed down buffoons. The normalization of vampire. This isn't a Halloween thing. Are you joking? Year long we hear about these shows and these movies from Twilight. I can't even think of all of them off the top of my head that come out show after show after show, right? So then you have on Heinz's website, they promote this towards kids, right? And okay, I'll call, it's just, and it says magic every day at the Heinz Halloween store, right? Of course, but magic has nothing to do with the occult or anything. It's only right in front of your face, huh? No, it's just normal. And then they have costumes where kids are, putting on fake tomato blood and having it drool on their face, young kids, right? And all over their clothing and on their on their facial diapers, right? Putting this vampire fangs, because that has everything to do with Heinz ketchup, right? Oh, but don't you get it? We're marketing, we're pretending that it's blood, it's tomato blood. Over and over and over, this is what we've seen normalized in our society. And we are closer than ever to all of this stuff going down, but bringing over what's on the other side, not as if they're not here already, but fully going forward with transhumanism and everything else. This place is going to be flipped upside down. No, it's not because of the Heinz commercial, but every time they do something like this, it desensitizes people more and more. It makes people go, these people are really uptight. Imagine being at a party with Carly, must be so boring. Actually, no, I'd be the life of the party because I'd be lacing into most of these people 99% of the time. Human watching their behavior, which is abomination and an embarrassment in this society we live in. But everything's a joke, folks, right? Magic every day, talk about magic nonstop. People are like, he thinks magic's real. Oh, right. And they just talk about magic 8 trillion times a day. You can turn on Disney, all about magic and the Magic Kingdom, and every movie's about magic. The Harry Potter being pushed down everyone's throat about magic. Magic the Gathering card, Ouija boards, Dungeons and Dragons, never-ending magic. Heinz magic every day, as they promote a product like this. I mean, you can only just laugh because you know the reaction that regular people will have because they're not really regular, they're dumbed down. They would just hear this and dismiss it and go, it's for Halloween, it's a marketing tactic for Heinz, it's adorable, and it's great, and we should all embrace that they're doing a marketing thing about tomato blood, when they don't realize they're being worked, engineered, desensitized, programmed. And that's how the world has gotten from where it was to where it is now. It's just the boom of the industrial age. Well, now, the industrial age is coming to an end, and it's time for the final chapter, right? The new revolution, the technological industrial revolution, whatever they're calling it, where it's going to be inside you. But these practices that they've done so much in secret, obviously we know that they promote them in movies and things like that, but they're just going to keep doing it, and it's going to become normal. All it takes is a story or two, which I've covered on all my channels over the years, where they have these TED Talks and they're talking about how, drinking the blood of a child can help cure Alzheimer's. And people in the comment section are like, that's a very interesting study. If this is the cure, this could be a great thing. What? Why does Alzheimer's exist in the first place? Anyone look up in the sky or look at the things that they try to stick in you? Yeah. Oh, it just flew here, and then they want you to partake in these practices. Oh, man. And then you get Kuru disease, right? Unbelievable. So this is Heinz, folks. Make magic every day with a little tomato blood. How to laugh at everyone's expense with the news anchors because they're so funny and wonderful. This world is Halloween every day. It's a freak show, a literal freak show. And the people, the insane, are running the asylum. And the asylum is, well, it's America, really. But I guess you could say it's happening around the world. Reminder to check out the website, callfornuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. If you haven't checked it out, I'd appreciate it if you did. Consider joining. I want to thank the Patreons for helping this channel and continue to make content here on YouTube. Obviously, every day is a struggle on this platform with certain topics. I can't talk about it. I had a video I was going to do, and I'm one strike from termination here. I'm talking about some of the stuff going on with National Guard and things like that. Just got to be very careful. So I'll probably go up on the website. So I recommend people get over there. And of course, you can share your channel, your information, and just interact with like-minded people, who are aware of the insane asylum we live in. So thank you again, everybody who's here. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And God bless you and your families.
I do love a good joke, and this is the best ever. The joke on the children. You don't really know much about Halloween. You thought no further than the strange custom of having your children wear masks and go out begging for candy. The Festival of Samhain. The last great one took place 3,000 years ago when the hills ran red with the blood of animals and children. Sacrifices. A part of our world. Our craft. Witchcraft. To us, it was a way of controlling our environment.
This is the Uprising Revival Channel. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to cover Halloween. I know a lot of you have asked me to cover it, to talk about the origins of it, the satanic origins, obviously, of it, involving the traditions with trick-or-treating and all of the things that we know are traditions in America, which are all satanic, but everybody has been brainwashed into doing and accepting. Obviously, Halloween and All Hallows Eve are the days that these Satanists perform blood rituals, human sacrifice, animal sacrifice, all of these disgusting things that I talk about on this channel that they do. The holiday itself is known as Samhain, but it looks like it says Samhain, but it's Samhain. I'm going to say it just like that, Samhain. Okay? It's a 3-day fire festival in which sacrifices were given to fires for the sun god, which is a common theme that you will see amongst all of these Satanists. Sun worship, over and over. Samhain, or Halloween, All Hallows Eve, is a festival for the dead. Now, I exposed the Beltane on this channel months ago. The Beltane is the festival for the living. The Beltane is when the veil is at its second thinnest. That's what they believe. And Halloween is when the veil is at its thinnest. So these dates are significant to them because when they perform their rituals, their bloodletting rituals, blood sacrifice, I should say, rituals, and they commit these heinous acts by sacrificing humans, sacrificing animals to Satan, the veil is thin so they can invoke more demons. And they believe that they're, the wishes that they have a better chance of being granted because of how thin the veil is, and they can communicate better with the dead. So there's a slew of traditions that occur during this period from October 29th to the 31st. I talked about October 13th being the first day that this all really starts. This is the preparation period from the 13th to the 31st. Obviously, there's significance behind the number 13, and also 31 backwards is 13. We know how they operate with the law of reversals. So Samhain is the Celtic lord of the dead, and it's considered a stag god. A stag god in the occult is always a reference to the ancient male god Nimrod. And if you don't remember, Nimrod is known in scripture for being the one who is really the leader of building the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel, which represents the New World Order. That is the reason that God divided the nations and changed up the languages. Nimrod was somebody who was working towards a New World Order. Thus we see the worship of Nimrod all the time from these Satanists, because they worship Nimrod. Now, he was depicted with one horn or multiple horns appearing as antlers, just like Moloch. We see the multiple horns on the head, not just of the Baphomet, who obviously has horns, but we see that even in American Horror Story, where I pointed out Lady Gaga's character with the horns on her head. Now, most of you know of Stonehenge, and if you actually see many Stonehenges around the world, we all know of the one infamous Stonehenge, but lots of towns actually have small replicas of this built. Now, this is where the Druids would go, and they would worship their quote-unquote stag god on the occultic holidays, such as the Beltane, such as Halloween and All Hallows Eve. Performed sacrifices at these sites. Ritual, barbaric sacrifices. Many of them are too graphic for me to speak of, but the sacrifices are known to involve the draining of blood and the taking out of organs from these people they sacrifice, and even the eating of the heart. Now, Druids would gather at Stonehenge